Have you ever experienced just a general anxiety where your muscles feel tight and you're on the verge of a headache if you don't have one already? And you feel kind of riled up, irritated, annoyed, but you may not even be able to say why. You find yourself getting angry over small stuff. You're fuming and fretting, fussing and distressed, but everything is going okay in life, or at least maybe nothing new has happened. So why the nervous tension? And how can you exchange it for calmness and peace? I'm Donna Rickett, the Stress Buster Coach, and I've taught hundreds of Christians how to bust free from stress, worry, and fear. 4 common causes of nervous tension that you can address are, number 1, overstimulation. We are exposed to so much noise, so much visual stimulation, so much marketing, so much information, so much clutter, material possessions. And the body's response to the stress of the overstimulation is a whole host of chemicals being released that are slowly eating you alive, as well as making you feel tired and frustrated. So to combat this, we need to build periods of quietness into our lives, such as being out in nature. That's a great way to do it. Just sit in the woods or by a creek and listen to the sounds of nature, and the tension will be exchanged for calmness. Or daily times on the front porch. That's a great plan too. You see, Jesus taught his disciples to get away from it all once in a while. In Mark 6:31, it says, there was such a swirl of activity around Jesus, with so many people coming and going, that they were unable to even have a meal. So Jesus said to his disciples, come, let's take a break and find a secluded place where you can rest a while. See, Jesus knew that we needed some quietness. And it's in the quiet that we can hear his voice and we can get our souls refreshed. And it's where we'll find his will and his ways. Just like a lake is hard to see clearly in when it's all churned up, it all becomes clear when the water is still. And so we need to still our bodies and our minds every once in a while. All right, number 2, we get this nervous tension when we're always in a hurry. I used to work in an environment for years where working at a fast pace was praised, but our bodies and our minds can only go at that pace for so long before it starts tearing our bodies and our minds to shreds. So we are destroying ourselves with this being hurried attitude all the time. You know, God gets things done and they're done right, but he never works in a hurried pace. He never fumes or frets. He is peaceful, and he offers us his peace. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you, Jesus said in John 14:27. So receive this peace and reduce your speed at which you live. This might mean doing less things, but it also means doing each thing at a slower pace. Talk slower, eat slower, chew slower, read slower, drive slower. You get the picture. When you're feeling nervous tension, make yourself do things slower on purpose. All right, number 3. Nervous tension could be from an inflated self-importance. Do you take work home with you from the office because you're the only one who can do it and it needs done? You know, a man went to his doctor for some health issues, and when the doctor found out how much the man was working, here's what he told him. He said, take a half a day off of work each week and go sit in the cemetery. And this was not for the purpose of quietness like we talked about in point number 1, but it was to remind himself that many people in there, in the cemetery, had thought the same way that this man had, that they were the only ones who could do the work. And if they didn't do it, it wouldn't get done right. But they worked themselves right into a grave. And when they passed, life still went on. The work still got done by others. So the man needed to achieve a proper sense of his own importance. Now, how about you? Do you insist on being the one to vacuum because you are the only one who can get those vacuum lines in the carpet just right? Or maybe loading the dishwasher is your thing. You don't necessarily enjoy the task, and the extra task on your to-do list is wearing you down, but it needs done. And you are the only one who can do it right. You might need to adjust your own self-importance to get rid of your nervous tension. And then lastly, number 4, nervous tension comes from a frenzied morning routine. If you're like most people, you wake up in the morning, you shower, you get ready for work, and you go running out the door. And maybe you have kids in tow with you that you've got to drop off somewhere, and you are rushing them as well. And you set your day up, and therefore your mind and your body, for nervous tension. So develop a morning routine that allows you more time to slowly get around. Yes, that likely means that you might have to wake up a little earlier, which might mean you have to go to bed a little earlier, but it will be worth it. You need to get to work in a relaxed state of mind. A coach of a university rowing team was known for telling his team, to win this or any race, row slowly. Huh? To win a rowing race, don't you have to see how fast you can row? Well, no, rapid rowing teams tend to break the stroke. And once it's broken, it's difficult to recover, and they just become disorganized, and they lose the race. But a steady pace will win. Set your day up for success with a steady-paced morning, not a hurried, frantic, get out the door kind of rush, where you're just giving yourself nervous tension. I mean, you have to ask yourself, what is the meaning of this ceaseless rush we're in anyways? It's really ridiculous, and it's an effort by the enemy to keep us busy, tired, and full of nervous tension. But we're on to him now, and we can bust that stress so that we can feel calm and at peace with these 4 methods I just shared. I am on a mission to help Christians to not live life as usual, to not accept stress, worry, and fear as the status quo and something we just have to put up with until we get to heaven someday, but instead to start reigning in life like God intends for us to, and to spread his glory and the fame of his goodness all around the world. And being tied up in nervous energy doesn't do it. So if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, please share it on social media or tag someone that you know that needs this information. And if you'd like to go deeper with me with these concepts, or you'd like more tools, tips, and training, check out the free gift I have for you down below.